Good morning, fine people of Morgan County. Welcome to our last news show of 2019. After our trademark introduction, we have an interview with Miss Sylvie. We have a load of stuff to cover today, so let's get started.
We caught up with Miss Sylvie on what her plans are on Christmas break.
Hi, Miss Sylvie.
Good morning.
How has your year been so far?
It's been an excellent year. I was reflecting on that this morning. What a great semester we've had.
Okay, that's all.
Um, I've really enjoyed my classes. I've been very lucky that they are so awesome, that they've all learned so much this year. That's all.
Okay. What are you going to do over your Christmas break?
We're building a house, so I'm going to keep an eye on that and make sure that it's going well. Spend some time with family. There's an old shack house on the property. It's like from early 1900s, and I'm planning on going in there and trying to find some neat stuff, maybe some wood that I can use to decorate our house.
Building. Speaking of Christmas, what do you plan on getting me?
Let's see, a really good grade in my class.
Let's hope. What are you going to miss most about the semester?
Um, I'm just really hoping that I get the same amazing classes. I really did have amazing classes this semester, and I'm looking forward to next semester's being just as amazing.
I was glad to be a part of it this semester.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We thought it was important to interview a few coaches about their sports seasons. First, we have Corey with Coach Malone. Corey?
Hey, Coach Malone, glad to have you here today. We want you asked to recap our football season.
To recap the season,
Yes, sir.
disappointing. It's probably the best recap that we could have. We won some good football games, but then there towards the end, we just we ran out of steam, and hopefully we'll be able to improve on that next year, and I think that wraps it up.
What do you think the best part of the season was?
I think the best part. I think we had a great summer.
Yeah.
We had a super summer, and then the Monroe area game was probably the highlight of our season.
Now for the only school news on the show. The Lakeside Swim Meet happened on the 18th, and here are the results. Natalie Rogers, Rachel Wood, Amelia Potter, and Bethany McGinnis took first place in the 200-yard medley relay and 200-yard freestyle for the girls relay team. Also, Amelia Potter won first place for the 100-yard breaststroke for the boys. Simon LeClaire, Raymond Zamudio, Keller Zamudio, and Will Pascal won first for the boys relay team in the 200-yard freestyle. The NFL is entering the last week of the regular season. The playoff picture is starting to unfold. Leading the charge is Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens as they come in with the number one spot in the power rankings. Coming into the season, Lamar and his squad were the dark horse of the league, and now they're turning heads. There are high hopes with this team, but who do you see winning it all? Yesterday, the NCAA held its first signing period for Division I football programs. Athletes from all across the country inked their eligibility to their new college football homes. Schools such as Clemson, Alabama, and Ohio State led the recruiting charge as they had the top 3 recruiting classes in the nation. Congrats to all the athletes signing to the next level. More with sports news, last night 2 dominant soccer teams took to the field to play in a heated 90-minute match. Real Madrid and Barcelona competed last night, but it was a disappointing game for both teams and their fans because the game ended in a tie. And yesterday, Juventus and Sampdoria played in a very intense match, but in the end, Juventus took the win with an end score of 2-1. Kyle Kuzma was out for his 5th consecutive game against the Bucks, while Anthony Davis is questionable. They were both out due to a right and left ankle sprain. Losing to the Indiana Pacers Tuesday, Anthony Davis said he might be able to play Thursday against the Bucks, while Kuzma said he doesn't want to rush back to the court. While on the other side of the court, Costas said they need all the help they can get.
Hello, Mr. White. How's your year been so far?
My year's been great so far.
What are you going to do over your Christmas break?
Before Christmas, I'm going to do nothing but Christmas. Actually, Christmas starts for us tonight. My wife's school has their party tonight, tomorrow night. My mother-in-law's, Saturday, my family. Sunday, it's my wife's birthday, so it's like Christmas for all of us. Monday, my wife's father's, and then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then after that, I'll be Christmased out.
All right, speaking of that, what did you get me for Christmas?
Nothing.
Thanks, Mr. White. Now, what are you going to miss most next semester?
What am I going to miss most about this class?
Yes.
Oh, about this class, I will probably miss nothing.
Great. Back to you in the studio.
Hey, I'm Seth Robertson, reporting from MCHS Live, and today we have a fellow MCHS Live classmate of mine, Jasmine Little. So, Jasmine, this whole semester you've been getting caught up in mukbang and just watching them during class. Tell me about that.
I just like to watch people eat.
So, you like to see people eat. So, I'm trying to understand what's so interesting about mukbangs.
It's only interesting if you eat with them.
Okay.
Which sounds weird, but for real, I don't know.
So,
You should try it.
I should try it?
Yeah, you should try it.
So, how long have you been watching mukbangs?
About 2 years?
2 years?
2.
2, so yeah. You been getting caught up pretty, yeah, okay, I got you. So can you tell me, like, what exactly you get out of watching a mukbang? Entertainment.
I mean, it's not educational, but when you bored, just watch somebody eat.
Okay, I got you. Well, you heard it here first.
Many of you will remember the chaos that was the debut of the Popeyes chicken sandwich on August 12th. This marketing move was meant to catch up to Chick-fil-A's well-known and successful chicken sandwich. You may also remember the Cybertruck, presented to you by a proud and confident Elon Musk. This 6-seated 260p engineering achievement withstood a powerful sledgehammer hit to its door without denting it all. 2019 has been an eventful year, to say the least, especially in technology. Here's a recap on some of the biggest technological advancements. The iPhone 11 came out in September. It has clearly been the most wanted phone of 2019. There have been over 11 million sold since the release of the iPhone 11. Its success is based on the high-quality camera it is equipped with, according to critics. Another news-breaking item was the AirPod Pros. The AirPod Pros came out in late October. The AirPods, unlike the iPhone, was not as big of a deal to people. Critics claim that they are just a more expensive version of the original AirPods. Even though they are not an item of most Christmas lists, they are still going down in the tech of 2019. 2009 was definitely a big year for the music industry. We were introduced to many new upcoming artists such as DaBaby, Megan Thee Stallion, and Lil Tecca, but also brought back some very well-known artists like J. Cole, Migos, and Travis Scott. And it turns out that Complex just released their top 50 best albums, with Ballin' by Roddy Ricch and Mustard being the top pick. The main question is, who will get that pick in 2020? But with sadder news, we lost a few important names in the game. Earlier this year, we lost the great Nipsey Hussle, and just released, we heard the bad news about Juice WRLD. No doubt, these artists did change the lives of many people, and they will likely continue to do so throughout the years. We can't forget one of our favorite pastimes, and that is watching movies. Many movies were released this decade. We also got to watch some of our favorite movie series. The takeoff of The Hobbit, The Hunger Games. However, movie releases were not only the big things about movies this decade. Streaming services also started to become popular. Disney Plus debuted this year, though its introduction was considered mostly a flop due to many customers not even being granted access to the service they paid for. Disney made up for their mistakes, though, by introducing the widely endorsed show, The Mandalorian, featuring Baby Yoda, the newest pop culture fad. And though Netflix began its streaming service in 2007, it became extremely popular during this decade. Netflix has accumulated a whopping 158 million members, both international and from the US, since 2007. That's 2% of the entire world's population. And now, for the weather, from Elijah, and an air review from Gwen. Elijah?
Welcome to the MCHSLive.com News Weather Center. Today's high will be 51 degrees with a low being 28 degrees as the day goes on. Have a great day, and as always, go Dogs.
Hey, Miss Sellers, how has your year been so far?
My year's been great. It's been fun-filled, and we've watched all these freshmen grow up, and I think they're ready for the next semester.
What are you doing over Christmas break?
I'm going to relax and spend a lot of time with my family and just eat and have fun.
Speaking of Christmas, what did you get me?
Something.
Perfect. Just kidding. What are you going to miss most about just the semester so far? Like, what was your favorite part about it?
I think just the newness. The kids coming in brand new. Some of them are a little nervous about ninth grade, but and I like that because it kind of gives us a purpose to make them feel at ease and at home. So.
Great. Thank you, Miss Sellers.
No show about the decade could be complete without remembering some of the biggest events throughout the decade. On November 11, 2011, the biggest game release of the year, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, was released. It was one of the best-selling games in history, selling over 100 million copies. Within the first week, the game made over $450 million, while also helping them make Elder Scrolls one of the most popular game series ever. In 2012, Usain Bolt with 5 gold medals to his name and his training partners Johan Blake and Warren Weir swept out the competition in the London Olympics, successfully defending both the 100-meter and 200-meter titles, while Weir had a personal best PR of 19.84. Also tweeting that a boy became a man and also proud of becoming a successful Jamaican elite sprinter. In 2012, Obama and Mitt Romney went head-to-head for the presidential election. Obama won his re-election by a margin of 51.06 to 47.21. The 2016 Summer Olympics were held in Rio. They were the first Olympics set in South America, and more than 11,000 competed. The games consisted of 28 Olympic sports. The U.S. team won the most gold medals. The games made $4.6 billion. It's hard to believe that this decade is almost over with. There has been so many events, but one of the main events was presidential election of Donald Trump in 2016, and Mike Pence, who was also elected vice president. Even though Trump lost America's popular vote, he still beat Clinton by only 77 electoral votes. That was a monumental time in American history because he was the 5th president to be elected by losing popular votes. If you didn't know, at the beginning of this year, the cathedral in Notre Dame in Paris burned down. It was a tragedy and left many people speechless. Thankfully, there were no fatal injuries to people, but the church was destroyed. The architects in charge of rebuilding the cathedral say it will take 15 to 20 years to fully restore the cathedral to the state it was in before the fire. Even though we are talking about the past, the Hong Kong protests started happening this decade. For those who don't know, millions of brave souls in Hong Kong have been decided to protest China's anti-extradition law. Police have taken matters as far as using tear gas and rubber bullets to stop protesters, while arresting many others. Though it may not affect us, it does affect millions of people, and it could be a history-changing event. Now, for a Christmas-themed joke of the day, what does Santa suffer from if he gets stuck in a chimney? Claustrophobia. Thank you for watching our last show of the decade. Please, take the time to see what we have learned and see who all made the show possible. So Silas, what do you think is the most important thing you've learned in this class this semester?
This semester I learned how to direct the news show. I also learned how to operate the technical director spot, which is much different compared to what we had in middle school.
Everyone be quiet.
So Joe, what do you think is the most important thing you've learned in this class this semester?
Well, I've learned how to sit in front of a camera, mostly. I've learned how to do video editing, and I've learned how to use teleprompter and many other things.
What have you learned in this class?
In this class, I've learned the basics on video editing. I've also learned a lot of different skills in video production and how to create news and whatnot, and a lot more that I can't think of off the top of my head. I really enjoyed this class so far.
So Seth, what do you think is the most important thing you've learned in this class this semester?
I mean, this class is pretty much like a real world type class. You learn stuff that you wouldn't learn in any other class. You know how to adapt to situations when they come and just know how to just go with the flow pretty much. So that was a huge thing throughout this semester.
What have you learned in this class?
I've learned a lot about Adobe Premiere editing, how to do teleprompter, how to talk better while I'm on camera, and technical director, directing shows. Yeah, that's basically it.
What have you learned this semester?
Patience and solitude, really.
What have you learned in this class?
Oh, I learned how to do write more scripts. I learned how to read on camera too. So, I mean, it was fun. I learned how to do no graphics and all the other stuff. So, that was up. So.
Dang.
So Gwen, what do you think is the most important thing you've learned in this class this semester?
Patience and what it takes to put into a news show that they do every day.
So Silas, what do you think is the most important thing you've learned in this class this semester?
This semester I learned how to direct the news show. I also learned how to operate the technical director spot, which is much different compared to what we had in middle school.
Yo, everyone be quiet.